Hey everyone, welcome to day 7 of the 12 days of Christmas. Today I'll be using the fluid watercolor paper hot press finish in 140 pound. We are going to be painting poinsettias, and I wanted to use my gouache palette. I go over this in depth tomorrow for day 8, so definitely stay tuned for that one. And I'm also going to be using some of my favorite brushes. Of course, my go-to brush for simple paintings are the Princeton Selects. And my new favorite brush are the Royal Langnickel Zen brushes. I've just recently purchased a new watercolor set, and I am absolutely in love. I also be using the Michaels just off-brand craft brush occasionally for certain areas. And I also have my clear palette mixing pan off to the side with a rag just to clean my brushes. So to get started with the sketch, I'm just using a regular pencil, which was really strange for me. I'm really used to using my 4H lead pencil. This one's a 2HB pencil, just a traditional school pencil, nothing spectacular. So I'm just capturing a really rough sketch of the poinsettia. I've grown up with having poinsettias in my Christmas decor since I could remember. My mom is a huge fan, and there's just something so special about the color that these flowers are able to create. Their variety of colors, I know for sure they have red, of course, which is actually the December birth flower, as a fun fact. I also have seen these in a white, a pale pink, and occasionally a mixture of certain colors. So I'll be going to the Longwood Gardens, and they usually have like a huge display of poinsettias in a particular room. And I'm so excited to just visit and observe flowers. I really love going to Longwood Garden to see all the flowers and plants and trees, and I love plants. It's one of my main focus areas for most of my art. And I was having so much fun with this. I think creating it in sort of a free-flowed folk art style helps for me to get into the swing of things. And you can see that this is of course attainable by a non-artist if you wanted to follow along and definitely create your own piece. I think this is very simple and easy for you to replicate. So another fun fact about poinsettias is that left to its own devices, a poinsettia bush can grow to the heights of 10 to 15 feet. I had no idea. I'm also reading fun random facts from randomfactsoflowers.org, and I always thought these plants just grew to be about a foot to 2 feet high in a basket, but that's kind of cool. I'm gonna pay attention to that next time I go to Longwood Gardens. I delve right in with a very basic wash of all of the colors. And I think making sure that you just make room for error. There's nothing spectacular about what I'm doing right now. I'm pretty much just using red and green and just filling in the blanks, treating it as a coloring sheet. I also start to mix in a couple of different reds to give it some variety and some oomph. And that's just as simple as leaving some of a different color red on your brush and mixing things in with another red of your choice. So I have two of the palettes there, and both of these are filled with Holbein gouache. And I absolutely love Holbein gouache. There are a couple colors in here that are actually the Arteza. You'll see later on in the video that I do realize that one of my colors have mold in it. So the way to solve that is for sure making sure that you check in your palette every once in a while, allow it to breathe, because of course the enclosed moisture will eventually create some type of fungus or mold. Another fun and random fact: more than 35 million poinsettias are sold every year in the United States, accounting for almost 1/4 of the potted plants sold. That's intense. I didn't know that either. I know that I've bought several of them, but from what I hear, I think they're annuals and not perennials. I'm not exactly sure. I should probably research this before mentioning it. So for sure, poinsettias are perennials, which is very impressive. But I also read another article here that mentions they're really hard to grow from seeds and that sometimes it's not worth growing because of the temperature control that you have to have with these type of flowers. It just seems more of a hassle than not. So I think I'm gonna just continue to purchase these. I don't typically buy them every year, but every now and then my mom gets a poinsettia, and I have bought her several. I kind of just want to see if we can regrow them. That'd be pretty cool. So after I've gone in with the gouache, I then move into my Luminance Caran d'Ache color pencils. I absolutely love these color pencils, and if you haven't seen day one of the 12 things you should purchase an artist, definitely check that out. I recommend these exact color pencils. They're my go-to whenever I want to make a high quality painting or picture and just adding any extra detail. So you can see that I originally went in with the gouache and I was kind of careless with the way I layered intentionally so that I can go back in and add detail with my color pencils. And this combination in particular, the Holbein gouache and the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils, are like a match made in heaven. They layer so well. They absorb color and just reflect. I don't know, they just kind of partner really well, and you can see all the detail on top of the gouache really nicely. Sometimes there are a couple types of gouache that I've worked with, and I think layering with pencils can be difficult, and It depends also on the type of paper that you use. I think this trio that's happening here with the hot press, gouache, and the color pencils are the best combination that I've seen so far. And if you are definitely looking to dive into mixed media, I would say hot press and gouache go well. Hot press, gouache, and color pencil. Any type of gouache and color pencil, of course. I would experiment with different types of paper when you're trying to acquire a certain type of texture, of course. And I don't know, just have fun. I think I had the most fun painting those leaves up at the right corner and then using all types of color pencils to show the veining. I really enjoyed the look. It almost gives Frida Kahlo Sol y Vida. So this is the final piece. I love everything about it. Definitely glad that I layered. You can see the depth within the poinsettia. So now it's time to separate the paper from the pad. I really love this hot press paper. It's pretty affordable. I have a couple different sizes and I like that it's glued down. I wish I could afford more of these pad like papers because it keeps your your paper really taut and it helps once you rip off the paper. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. Definitely dive in and create some of your own poinsettias today. Don't forget to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.